Breathing in, there is awareness of breathing in. Breathing out, there is awareness of breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. In, out. Insufferable behaviors. Action, non-action, reaction, response, and reflex. Part 1. Action as a description. Since each of us lives within a cause and effect existence, one's behaviors can only be considered as reactions, responses, or reflexes, despite taking some form of action as an effect of causation. In other words, action describes particular kinds of movement, verbally, physically, and/or psychologically, rather than anything we could move on or through totally on our own or without any stimulus whatsoever. Non-action. In some situations, taking no action whatsoever is perhaps the best possible action for any of us, should one's awareness of another's behaviors signify a mostly unconscious desire to validate themselves, their beliefs as well as suffering. Should they want to fulfill their own ego's needs for pleasure, or otherwise goad us into triggering their largely unresolved pain, so they can further feel justified in projecting their upset and even anger upon us. The issue of non-action. When others simply make statements, or just air their suffering as complaints and criticisms, why must any of us feel compelled to react or respond? Partly, many of us want to refrain from being seen as rude or self-absorbed, and, partly, some of us fear the potential discomfort or even pain should others perceive our non-action as a clear signal of their unimportance or that what they have to say is utterly meaningless. Perhaps all one needs to do in such situations is simply smile, for smiling can at least show an acknowledgement of another's speaking rather than necessarily agreeing or disagreeing with what they have to say. Damned if you do. Although withholding one's reactivity or even response to another, should they express their suffering in negative or adverse ways, is often the best course of action, still, such withholding may inflame the other's unconscious upset and anger, or escalate it to rage, as our silence, to them, can be perceived as trivializing their issues, minimalizing the importance of their suffering, and, thus, minimalizing the importance of their ego as well.